Right. So, and then again, it disappears. What? The other question I have is, does the game calculate weight? Meaning, if I took the doors, trunk, hood, fenders, all that fun stuff off, passenger seat, back seat, anything that's not used whatsoever, will this number go down? I don't think so. I think this is a factory weight that does not change. But that would be interesting to see, pull all this stuff off if the weight actually changes things, which I don't think it will. I just don't. It don't seem logical that it would. All right. Again, to keep you guys from hearing this part, I'll be right back. All right. Clearly, we could use some brakes, but then again, I only use them in one corner, the big S bend before the bridge. That's it. That's the only corner I bother using them in. I do have some wheel hubs and bearings we can swap out as well, but maybe it'll roll better, I guess. Maybe. I do have a steering rack, which I suppose while we're here we can throw in there. I don't think steering's going to make a big difference. I mean, it handles good, so I don't foresee this being beneficial as far as lap time, but I do think these 23, yeah, those weren't that good. 23. Let's pull these out real quick. Yeah, those brakes are definitely, once once we get under 2 minutes, maybe we'll swap the brakes out and see how much more better we can get out of it. Yeah, that's an improvement, but that's a huge improvement. I think that'll keep us from swaying coming out of those corners a lot better. You got one yellow one. I almost want to put that on the other side though. But we'll see how it goes, and we'll get her from there. Um, Control arms and bushings and all of these pieces. I mean, even if we just swap all the bushings in all of these, I think that would help some. I don't think it's a performance deal, but maybe. All right, let's see what we got here. 30 and a 30. All right. Let me throw the tires on. I'll be right back. All right. I just think that brrr thing is probably annoying to watch. I don't think it helps anybody. Doesn't really do much for anybody anyway. Yeah, that's a 36. Okay, that's 16. I would like to find another one of these to see how much that helps along with this. I don't think brackets make any difference. I do think these might change something. Might not be much, but this is another option we'll try on the next round. We'll do the front sway bar this time, and then we'll swap these and these out for as best as we have. And then after that, maybe we'll do the brakes. See how the brakes handle? I really don't see brakes as a performance upgrade for the lap time when it don't have enough power and speed to even use the brakes. Literally, I just let off the gas, roll through the corner and get back on the gas, or just stay flat out because I'm not going fast enough to even bother with the brakes. So other than the one corner, it, I don't see brakes helping until we get over 120, 140 horsepower again, or I mean, as it is, we're barely reaching 81 coming into the final S curve, and I don't use the brakes there either. I just full on stay in the gas, and the back end breaks loose a little bit. But anyway, let's go back to the track, and we will try this again. And wheels are not aligned, may drive odd. Well, let's do it without the wheel alignment, and then we'll swap back to a wheel alignment and see if that helps any. Well, it tracks straight, so I don't really think the wheel alignment's that far off by any means, which is good. So I don't think it would have made a difference either way if we test that by itself. But I did find something interesting at the very beginning, getting off the line. I want to check the numbers on my transmission clutch plate stuff, because it wasn't turning that dropped it back down a gear, go up, drop down, go up. I tried to just stay as straight as I could and then turn, and for whatever reason it just still did it twice. So I wonder if it's like clutch slippage or disengaging on its own. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but going through that tight hairpin corner, I never touched the brake. I only have one brake light, so if you watch on the left, you won't see it. There's going through this S curve, I do not touch the brakes whatsoever. That little jump right there, though, unsettles the car so bad. All right, 2067. I mean, it's mild improvement. All right. Let me see if I can do this here from a dead start. Now it didn't do it. Whatever. Okay. So 20671, it's slight improvement. 716. Okay. So that time we pulled off 0.15 just from the front stabilizer and steering rack. Okay. I guess that's something. All right. So we've pulled off 12.7 seconds just by doing suspension and a little bit of motor work. Rear suspension stuff, that's kind of where we are now. Oof. I'll swap these things out. and the U-bolts and plates. And boy, what else do we have that could change how well this thing can perform? I mean, we really need horsepower is what we need. Oh, and I want to check the gearbox. Where is the gearbox? Is good. We know that. Crankshaft. Rod cap. Flywheel's at 28. Clutch plate's at 21. Pressure plate's at 17. So yeah. The release bearing's at 16. I feel, oh yeah, big difference. I feel like doing the transmission, we're going to save that for the other car. I'm going to swap that onto the other car before, nope. Swap that onto the other car before we continue in case there's one that's better than I currently have. 29, 29, 35, and 35. Let's go to this side. What do we say? 29. Alright, that one will work. You can see the plan is to put as much green onto this car as possible. So, whatever's left over after that can go onto this car. Because that is our best possible. Alright, got both of those. This one. That is literally our weekend racer best car. This is what I would call a test mule. And so far, she's putting up some pretty good tests. I really don't like those dyno numbers, so I think that's got to be just wrong. I kind of want to hop in there and test it again just to find out for sure, but maybe it's best to 3 dyno runs, find an average, or one that's consistent. I have no idea. That dyno thing to me just kind of sucks. At least in 2018 you were able to see the car on the dyno. It was a much better visual. Alright, so we got that. I really don't know how much that's going to help cornering as far as lap time stuff, but we're definitely going to take a look at this here gearbox situation. And I'm pretty sure I have parts in storage. I don't think I have any on hand. Can't believe this was the best stuff I had at the time. But I'm pretty sure whatever better I had was over there on the blue car, so. Inventory, gearbox. No, okay. Let me go grab some stuff and I'll be right back. Alright, so I definitely have some better parts now. As you can see in the bottom there. hopefully this makes a huge difference in not only how it gets off the line, but when it shifts, where it shifts, and how it gets out of the corners. Because all of that is huge, huge difference. If it's actually enough of a change to do that much of a difference. And I'm pretty sure it would change horsepower ratings on a dyno. Because if you go from a slipping clutch that's just not taking the grip to one that's taking the grip, the amount of wheel speed to the dyno would definitely make a difference. So anyway, now we got new clutch flywheel goodies in there. We got some new rear suspension parts on there. It's not a lot, but it is. So let's go back to the track, run a couple more laps, and I'm not worried about the alignment. Well, it certainly doesn't launch better. See how it's doing its little shifty thing going on there? That has nothing to do with me trying to steer out of that. I'm really not sure. I mean, we got good transmission, drive shaft. I wonder what the number is on that rear axle. If the rear axle concerns the how much gear it has kind of thing. I think what I might have to do is go to my other profile, buy a brand new Roulette F-mill with the 6-cylinder in it, factory tires, untouched, and just take it to the track as the pinnacle benchmark for the 6-banger. And then see how far off we are. Because a brand new car from the salon should have maximum performance, everything it needs. I can't really afford to do that on this profile because you can't just buy the car and sell it for a profit or make any improvements to it and make a profit. You'll lose your ass in a heartbeat. You'll get some of your money back, but not quite enough. See, literally no brakes. The ass end is hanging in there a little bit better. I mean, it's still wobbly. Thinking maybe the leaf springs themselves. I mean, these tires are all the difference in the world, being able to stay on it in the corners, but I don't think the transmission helped any. It gets to 79 miles an hour and it just sits there. I don't even think I've seen 80 at all yet. I'm pretty sure the pistons 15 to 25% maybe? I mean, they can't be red or it wouldn't have run. Okay, I tapped the brake twice on that one. I'm trying to get it to turn. Yeah, 74 mile an hour. It's just winding out in second gear. And then it shifts into third, and it just doesn't do much of anything. Can we get 83? No. From 81 to 73 miles an hour through that S curve section, honestly, that's flying, but it's not, because the rest of the lap just sucks. So a 206.4. We pulled off another 0.3 of a second. How the hell are we going to get rid of another 6.4 seconds? I mean, maybe that corner is a little better. Maybe the S curve here, or the hairpin will be a little better. If we can get a little more RPM or top end out of it sooner. One tap of the brake and then right back on the gas. Never rolled at all. I really want to know what it's going to take to make this thing a under 2 minute car. I think buying the brand new car and testing that to see if it's even possible. Yeah, I think that would be a worthwhile adventure, because if it's not even possible in a brand new one, then the only option would be to put the performance parts in it, which are brand new parts from the store, which, well, we got down to a 5.6. That's an improvement. 205.616. All right, so we've pulled almost 14 seconds. That's quite a bit. All right. What do we got? Upper suspension arm, the rear axles, all the bushings. I mean, I'm thinking the rear axle, wheel hubs, brakes. You saw I never used them, so I really don't think that's going to help anything. All brakes. That's body. Yeah, that's all body. Tire, yeah, whatever. I don't think that's going to make any difference because they're sticky as hell. A rod cap. Fuses. I don't think fuses would change the performance. I mean, if you gain horsepower by putting in a brand new fuse, I'll go change all of them in my van right now. I don't think that's going to help. Water pump pulleys, not really a performance thing. The exhaust, if I can find one, I definitely think that might help along with the intake, because those are definitely horsepower related parts. The crankshaft, yeah, I can definitely swap that in. Well, judging by all of this stuff, battery, once the car is running, if the alternator works, you can disconnect it and it don't do anything. So I don't think a battery is going to change anything. The rotor. Yeah, I think our best bet is these two, intake and exhaust. And well, that's crank. Where'd the cam? Where's the camshaft? Where's the camshaft? Camshaft is already really good. Okay, I don't have a better one than that then. I think I have like a 68 or something like that. So that's not going to help. Fuel pump's not going to help. What? Why is there two timing chain covers? Oh, timing chain and cover. Yeah. I guess if you read it right, it makes sense. So anyway, this is what we have for green parts so far. Which, that's, yeah, okay. Not a lot to it, but. Alright. Barn map. I got one. I'm going to head to the barn and see if I can find intake or an exhaust or anything better, and I'll be right back. Well, back from the barn. I did not find anything for this car except for the bracket, which ain't gonna help horsepower any. Did find that for my little moon, a nice one for the V8, a fuse, but no, we did not find anything important at all. And seems I'm out of barn maps. I have to open all of these so I can get to more barn maps. So I'm gonna do that, but I'll save that for another video or whatever else. Point is, I got cases. I'm gonna open them. Gonna get my shit, and hopefully I don't go over level 15. Currently, I am at level 12 with 149 experience, which I know is going up, and that 820 blue points. I wonder if putting blue points onto the parts would get this thing up there. I do have the salvaging thing, but maybe we'll work with that. But anyway, I'm going to open up the cases. I'm going to get some points, experience, and whatever else, and then we'll be back. We may have a problem. Yep, level 15. Dang it. Barns are closed. No more barns. That's why I didn't really want to open them. So now, I have to go find a car from the auction. Sadly, I did not get my roll at under 2 minutes in time. I did get a car from the barn on the track in time, which is good. I mean, I managed that part. But now we have to get a car from the auction house. Yeah, ooh. I mean, we're literally almost up to level 16 already. Keep getting cases. I think this is like second or third barn map I got out of all of this. Yeah, level 16. I mean, we way too much experience in these boxes. I really miss 2018 where you can get performance, or not performance, but +1 to +5 parts, quality parts. That was, and performance parts in there as well. I mean, I really wish they would have brought that into 21 instead of doing this stupid thing. I mean, honestly, I think the barns suck. Literally, just hands down, 9 out of 10, they suck. Everything's way too expensive. Yeah, better quality, but holy fuck, level 17? Oh, and that's everything. Alright, so how many maps did we get? 3, 6, 7, 10? Okay, well, 10 maps, I guess. Which ain't gonna do me any good, because I can't go back to the barns yet. Till I get that far. Okay, so all of them are done. Yay. Well, we got all that stuff taken care of. And now, level 17. I don't even think we made 6 grand out of all of that. I'll check the numbers, but I think we made more than 4 levels. I think we were 13 or something, 12, something like that. Yeah, them cases really killed the idea of doing barns. But so now you can go to number 1. All right. So we have our 3 street beasts out here. We now have an empty garage bay. We have a roulette that has not beaten the 2-minute mark. And I didn't pick up anything that can improve it. So now, I'm going to end the video here. And next time, we will go to the auction house, see what kind of car we can pick up. 85 grand, we should be able to afford most anything. And see what we need to do to build it. And I think between what I have and what I need, we should be able to go back to the junkyard. Because honestly, the barns are way too expensive. It's very hard to make a profit in there. Yeah, I think the junkyard should be our best bet. Let me know your opinion if we should do junkyards or barns for the parts to rebuild the auction car. Because that's what's coming here, is an auction car. Well, here I am in my better profile, the farthest along, money is not an option kind of problems. And I went over to the auction. Hold on a second here. Let me. Shush. Copyright bullshit. Alright. So, I went over to the auction and I picked up this little gem. I scanned the entire motor. Everything's 70, upper 70s to green 90s. So, it's, yeah, it's got about the best chance of being a 2-minute and under car. It does not have the same tires, which I don't have a spare set here that are bad. I have a set that are brand new. So that's a lot of green. That is a lot of green. And some yellow, but I mean, 75 being the worst part in there. Better than 90% of the parts on the one we've been playing with. So honestly, yes, this thing should have by far the best chance of getting 2 minutes or less. So we're going to take it to the track and we are going to find out. Black one? Yeah. Yeah. We're going to find out. Alright. I can tell you now, I don't think we're getting under 2 minutes. Even with the better sticky tires, I don't think the inline 6 has what it takes. It does have about 10 mile an hour faster at the end of the straightaway. From here on, 3, 4, maybe 5 seconds worth of a higher speed at a couple of different, 3 different spots in the track might make up those 6 seconds with better motor. But yeah, I'm kind of doubting it. I mean, I think the tires would make all the difference in the world, but yeah, that's not going to help. 1, 2, 3, almost 4 seconds down. So at best, a 204. I mean, here is where we get the most speed. We get pretty close to 92 miles an hour coming into the corner, but I have to use the brakes. Whereas with the other tires and the speed, I can kind of hold on to this corner a lot better. Yeah, don't mind that. I hit that last time. Yeah, we're over 2 minutes. All right, 206. And our other car, we ran a 205.6. So 0.4 tenths of a difference just in the tires alone. And this car has the best chance. So the only thing I could say is maybe put those tires on this car and see. That's the only thing I can think of. So inside this garage here, we have the new roulette with the 6-banger. And we have the Track Attack Monster, which is just freaking vicious. But these are brand new 100% tires. 100%. I bought this thing from the salon. So these are as good a tire as it's possibly going to get. And this thing, yeah, they're probably pretty good, but they're not great. So I'm going to put these tires on this car. I'm going to take it back to the track and run a couple laps and see how much a difference tires make. If I can get under 2 minutes with these on this car, then we're gonna have to continue trying to get the other one to get under 2 minutes. All right, them 4 tires are on all the way around. And just so you know, I bought this at auction and I paid way too much for it. When I put the other tires back on here, I'm like 3,000, 4,000 behind. These tires are immensely profitable. Yeah, it's just sitting there waiting. All right, to the track. Oh, wrong one. Racetrack. And black. I'm going to give you all 3 laps. Just so you can see that. And it did that funky shift thing again, too. Wonder if that has anything to do with the tires. can tell you now, the grip is outrageous. And it didn't tell me I needed a wheel alignment, so we're good there. Yeah, I can definitely take corners a lot faster. I still don't think there's quite enough speed. If we can get under 2 minutes, how far? 56, 57? Would be lucky to get 55? Yeah, that was a little off on the braking, but that's first lap. You just gotta know better next one. We're still 8 seconds from under the bridge, and that was first lap, so that's actually a pretty good chance. Yeah, she definitely wants to bite and turn in. This corner will be the telltale by sure. Yeah, I can definitely hold that wide open almost. That'll make a huge lap time difference. But again, she gets that third gear drone, doesn't want to pick up speed. It's a fucking tortoise. There, downshift, buddy. And that wasn't me letting off the throttle. That was just, it just died. With the 2:08 starting lap, I do feel confident we can get under 2 minutes. That might not help a whole lot. Question is, how far under 2 minutes? I really think this corner will make a big difference in how well it does too. Tapped the brakes a couple of times and rolled through it. It's stuck. It's right on that 114-ish, so we're looking good time-wise. Still bounces a little in the front, but she doesn't roll so much. I held her wide open all the way through that, and she's stuck. But she just loses that RPM. Oh, 159.8. That's not very promising. I mean, a 59.8. We did kind of botch the first corner here. A little smoother. Trying to cut as much of the corners as I can and stay out of the steering as much as possible. I honestly think the only way to get the other car under 2 minutes would be brand new performance parts. Yeah, okay, I got skid marks. 14 at the bridge on. Yeah, that really wasn't that great of a corner. I mean, we're on par to a sub 2 minute, but it is so barely. I almost want to let off through there just to kill the RPM so it goes down a gear. Alright, a 59.2. Honestly, no. I don't think this car stands a chance. Well, that is definitely not the kind of news we want to find out. At all. So, I think that's the end of the roulette. Well, here we are back with this POS, and it seems to me like this one will not do 2 minutes. At least not under. Unless we put in high performance parts, tuning shop, which is breaking the rules because it's using the store. So this car is literally getting no more attention from here. There is absolutely no point in changing the intake, exhaust, any of the components that go with it. It is what it is. I mean, we could buy a performance fuel pump and coil and distributor and all the goodies outside of a piston and whatever. But again, that buying parts from the store is off limits, regardless. End of story. But this car will not do 2 minutes, sub 2 minutes. 2:05.616 is our best lap. Period. I can, however, try taking off all the doors and body panels, windows, seats, all that fun stuff, extra junk, and see if it changes the weight, but I'm 99% confident the game don't calculate that. So I highly doubt even that would make any difference whatsoever. So that concludes this series of Will It Go Under 2 Minutes? And now we have to go to the auction. We need to set some rules for the auction. First and foremost, whatever the estimated value is, I have to get it for under that, even if it's $1. If it goes over, I have to back out of the auction. And we have to buy the junk car. We can't buy the ones that are fully complete and running. We have to buy the junk car, which means we need parts. And since we can't use the store, we have to go to the junkyard to buy them. We do have the option to go to the barns to find parts, but chances are so slim and very expensive for minimum betterness, I would guess. I mean, we can use it. I mean, we got bar maps, might as well waste them. So join me next time as we fill this slot, or technically, as we fill this slot. Because as far as the 6-cylinder roulette, she is out of here. And so am I. So, till next time, wish me luck at the auction.